Oh my goodness, talk about skin of my teeth. Oh, wow. So where am I? Here I am. Hello, everybody. And as you can see, I'm back in. Well, let's move that mic out the way. It's pretty ugly, but let me know if you can still hear me as I move it out the way. As you can see, I'm back in my office, which I'm pretty pleased about, I have to say. Do I need some light on the subject? No, I think we're okay. And because it's so gorgeous here in the UK, as you can see, I'm sans specs. I've decided to go without my specs just because it has been so gorgeous but so humid that I've been steaming my specs up so much that I decided to do this without my specs. So I can see somebody watching. Please let me know you can hear me okay, just because you might have seen the message. My computer decided to do a huge and really slow update just before, well, it started at 12:15 and it's literally only just finished. Oh, good morning, Carrie. I assume that means you can hear me okay, Carrie, so that's brilliant. Yeah, my computer decided to do a huge update at 12:15. Well, no, to be fair, I decided it would be fine to do an update at 12:15 because they never take that long, do they? And it finished literally at 1 o'clock dead. And then, of course, by the time I restarted, there were a few things that had to happen. So I'm a few minutes late. But here I am. Better late than never, as they say. So let me just see if that does make a difference. Yeah, it does make a bit of a difference. I will have some light on the subject. So what am I here to talk about today? Well, as it's very nearly summer solstice, which is obviously the longest day of the year for us in the Northern Hemisphere, then we've got those gorgeous early mornings, early dawns, and certainly the seagulls around my area and the general kind of morning call of the birds lets me know that it's early dawn. And late evenings, you know, I was out there, I had to put the hose or the sprinkler on my garden because it's been so dry. So out there at gone 9 o'clock last night and it was still light. It was absolutely wonderful. So I'm enjoying these really long days. It doesn't mean I've had an easy ride of things, because actually things have been a little bit tricksy for me. In what way have they been tricksy, you might say? In the way that if you listen to my podcast, you'll know that I had a bit of a crisis of confidence last week and I started to question all sorts of things. But the news is that I've made some new commitments, and I've made new commitments to and about me. I've made new commitments around my weight and my health, because I'd been doing so well losing some of the excess lockdown poundage that I'd managed to pile on, only to kind of in this gorgeous weather start to see it creep up again. So the commitment is to carry on so that I'm down at my ideal weight by September. So I've given myself another kind of 3 and a bit months to get there. So I hope that will do it. That will in turn improve my health or benefit my health. I had one of my health MOT checks earlier in the week, Monday maybe it was. Was it Monday? Yeah, probably. Where, no surprise, yes, I'm overweight. Yes, I kind of knew that. But do you know what? I find it ironic that the person telling me I'm overweight is more overweight than I am. So pots and kettles and all of that. My blood pressure was a little bit high, nothing particularly to worry about. Cholesterol's good, so that's good. So, and I'm shrinking. I got measured height-wise and I'm shrinking, and I know that's my age, but also my weight. So there are a number of reasons why I decided that I needed to put me and my health at the forefront. But I've also made another commitment, which is to my business. And the commitment I'm making to my business is to certainly provide more for introverts ready to flourish or already on their flourishing journey and wanting to continue. And whereas I had been I had been kind of thinking I needed to focus on getting in front of HR professionals, business owners, diversity, equity, inclusion leaders to really get this on their agenda, that didn't fill me with joy. So here's what I've decided, and it came with the help of a mentor of mine, Sarah Price. And what she came up with is, well, why don't you do some thought leadership stuff around what needs to happen in organizations, but continue to put your energy and love into the working with introverts? And I thought, ideal solution. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be creating more support and help for the individual introverts, because that's when I really start to see people it lights me up just to see people grow and flourish. And what I'm going to do around the organizations and around the business owners and around the diversity, equity, inclusion leaders, all that sort of stuff, is I'm going to be more provocative. And you can see that word just makes me smile. It kind of feels naughty to me. And I know provocative can be used in that kind of naughty way. But actually, the way I'm talking about being provocative is in my LinkedIn post. So this is quite a risky strategy. But if you listen to last week's podcast, you'll know that I explored the whole kind of passion thing, and how passion in its origins includes an element of suffering. So I'm prepared to put myself out there and at slightly higher risk in order to stop people in their tracks. So my idea of provocative with the HR, more provocative. This is exactly right. Look what Carrie's noticed. Lights me up, doesn't it? Because there's an element of naughtiness about it. And I am a bit of a minx, actually, when it comes to things like that. I like that element. So, and do you know what triggered it? I read somebody's LinkedIn post, and it was exactly how I wanted to show up on LinkedIn. And do you know, I might even try and find it and read it to you, just because it was so blooming brilliant. It really was. But it's the sort of thing that would have been like Marmite to people. So some people would have absolutely loved it. Some people would have absolutely hated it. And it's a guy called Colin Newlin. So let's see if I can find him. And I'll keep talking while I try and find it. But I shared his post with quite a few other people, because it did what I want to do, which is that, wait, what? And it's the wait, what element that I want people to have. Okay, I'm going to have to do a search. Should have really thought about this beforehand, shouldn't I? But I didn't know I was going to be talking about this. And do you know what I love about Colin Newlin's work? It's he calls it decrapify work. How absolutely brilliant is that? Here it is. So this is his post. We're all going back to the office, says the oh no, that's a different one. It's a different one. Oh, don't do this to me now, Colin. Okay. I may have to admit defeat on this one. But when I think I maybe shared it actually in Introvert's Corner. So if I didn't, I will share it again. But the way Colin showed up absolutely did it for me, because he was challenging and calling BS basically on all the stuff that's going on about us having to go back into the workplace. So I'm going to be getting more provocative on my LinkedIn posts. And if you're connected with me on LinkedIn, do support me by commenting and sharing or whatever, because what I don't want to do is chicken out, but I know there's a potential that I'll chicken out. And it may seem very tame to you to begin with, but probably be quite scary to me because I've never really been provocative up until this point. So I will be continuing to serve you in the introvert community by providing resources, by creating programs, by enabling you to flourish without pretending to be something you're not, because that serving for me is really important. And I'm going to be more provocative in LinkedIn, which is where those business owners and HR directors and diversity, equity, and inclusion leaders are likely to see things, so that I get the wait what. And if I alienate some people, so be it. They were probably never going to hear from me anyway. They were never going to take what I said seriously. Professor Amy Edmondson puts it beautifully in her TED talk, which I love, which is around teaming. And what she talks about is it's, we're hardwired to think we know. So it's hard for people to learn when they think we know, when they think they know. And we're hardwired as humans to think we know. And so a lot of people will dismiss it or say, oh, that's rubbish. And that's fine, because probably they wouldn't have listened to me anyway. So that's my little piece for today, where what I'm going to do, continue to serve, making commitments to me and my health, and commitments to you in the way that I serve, but also commitment to be provocative. So watch out for it. And if you know of a way of something that needs surfacing, something that needs calling BS on around this stuff, then let me know and I'll do a provocative post about it. So yeah, let me know. We've got gorgeous weather here again today and tomorrow, and then we get stormy for a few days because, let's face it, in the UK, there's only so much gorgeous weather and heat we can take before it builds into a big storm. And that's where we're going to be come Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday. So have a good rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care all.